Can most Americans smile on command? Yeah, we also do it without realizing too. I didn't know it was an American thing to smile at strangers until I traveled outside the States and it was pointed out. I've been to countries where it's nowhere near common. Yes, and especially in the Midwest it would be considered strange not to. There are two types of smiles. The social smile, which is what you're likely to see with Americans, is a message to others. You may mean to say that you are well disposed, or interested in what they say, or sorry for a small inconvenience, etc. It's quite flexible. It's also a cultural convention, not a universal behavior. Don't confuse it with the Dachshund smile apes. It's also called a smile that reaches the eyes. That's usually an involuntary reaction of pure delight and has even been observed in Estonia. Yes, it is a big part of the culture. As a Canadian PPL say, we have a specific smile for when you are passing someone on the street. Usually a half smile. We do it to show we acknowledge the stranger and mean no harm. If you are interested, there are a lot of greetings that have been studied by sociologists. For example, handshakes developed as a way to show you had no weapon. Yes, we're effectively trained to smile on command when we're younger for family school photos, etc. But also, white suburban culture and corporate culture for that matter places a lot of importance on keeping up appearances, to the point where some people will rehearse a prepared smile that they use for every single occasion. For what it's worth, when someone tells us to smile more, the ask generally perceived as creepy and kind of old-fashioned. I hear it mostly from old men telling young women to smile more, which is almost universally unwelcome. As for whether we genuinely feel it, it depends. There's a lot of people with rehearsed smiles who don't also smile with their eyes, giving them an uncanny appearance. I think most people will be able to do it with practice. Can you not smile on command? That seems weird. Laughing and joking is definitely more common with Americans. I work with a lot of Eastern Europeans and I'm pretty sure they think I'm not as serious of a person because of it. In contrast, IMO they can come across a bit uptight. But this is all surface level stuff that we all actually laugh about, and we get along well as a team. My wife is American, I'm a Brit, and she asked me once why I never smile. I told her it's because I look creepy when I do, so she said, just practice in front of a mirror. I did, took about a week until I was happy with my own smile, and I just naturally smile more now I'm not so self-conscious about it. Smiling is just moving your mouth and face muscles. Are you asking if people are quickly able to respond to a statement with facial expression? The simple answer is yes. Sorry, there's nothing at all wrong with the question, and this is just my probably warped perspective as an American, but the idea of whole nations of people being so habitually dour that the idea of deliberately smiling seems foreign and confusing has me authentically chuckling. I'd like to add that, at least IMO, when one deliberately smiles it usually isn't just a physical motion of the face, it starts with refocusing your mental state on something positive in your situation, and letting that thought steer your face instead of whatever else you were thinking. Forcing a smile when you're actually fully unhappy would feel fake and has a much higher chance of looking fake. Also, while I think this ability is socially useful and can even be psychologically beneficial, the expectation of it is unfortunately a hardship for autistic folks who often find it much more difficult. Yeah, just smile at people and be happy to see them and you'll feel happier. It has to be genuine, of course. Oh, absolutely. Smiling on command is basically a national sport here. We're trained from birth. You get a My First Smile kit in kindergarten. It's how we power through small talk, awkward social encounters, and customer service jobs. Does it make us happy? Not necessarily, but that's the magic, isn't it? We've mastered the art of flashing that picture-perfect grin even when we're dead inside or debating whether we really need that extra large coffee at 6 a.m. And yes, with enough practice, you too can unlock this mysterious American superpower. Just remember, it's all about the eyes. If the eyes aren't smiling, it's straight up creepy. I've read that Americans culturally smile at everyone because we have never all spoken the same language, so it's the best way to communicate with everyone. All day long, I smile at basically every person I see, say hi to them, etc. I think we get a ton of practice smiling, and we expect smiles in pictures and to look pleasant. If you practice smiling, it will look more natural. I noticed that I've been reverting back to my squinty smile, but people prefer a more open-eyed smile that still has eye movement. It's natural with practice. This American can't smile on command, but I can when greeting people, usually. I'm an English student currently studying in Tallinn, Estonia, and I've really found this to be a big cultural difference. My host family hardly smile at me, and at first it was off-putting, until I realized it's just the culture and it doesn't mean they dislike me. I gotta say, Europeans have reputation in America for being less happy as you go east, Starting with Germany. We assume less to smile about, but it's also unsettling when we encounter the lack of cheer either in America or abroad. We do have an expression in America and perhaps English-speaking countries: grin and bear it. Basically, even when things are shitty we put on a smile and push through. It's not fake so much as it doesn't mean what you think it does. Imagine your smiles are very purely joyful, whereas ours are a resolve to not be dour in our struggles. Frowning never made a task easier, but smiling does have positive effects. I am a very friendly guy who leads a really happy life, so I smile pretty big at almost everyone and genuinely wish them the best. So yeah, it's really strange for me to hear that it's normal to smile almost never. My kiddo, who's 2.5 years old, is super smiley and happy and people love it. They always say how cute it is that he smiles so much. So yeah, we smile more apparently. But if someone says you should smile more, it's likely not going to turn out a good smile. It will be a weird one. And people who tell you to smile, or that you should smile, usually don't have your best intentions at heart. Yeah, I think I learned it from having my photos taken as a kid. You're pressured to smile in all of them. I hated my photo being taken, but I learned to pull faces that didn't feel so bad. Then I just kept the muscle memory. However, I wouldn't say that I smile at people on purpose on a regular basis. Like, I'll smile and laugh naturally with my friends, but not at random strangers. Lots of people do, but it's weird to me and a bit unnecessary and sometimes awkward. You can't control your face muscles? That's literally all it is, moving some muscles. The social smile is also an indication someone is welcoming your presence, interaction, that they are not hostile. Being told to smile more isn't about happiness, it's a rude comment. It implies you're not comfortable to interact with. You can be happy and not smile, and unhappy and smile. Emotions are nuanced.